Hello, welcome back to the Freak Show, ladies and gentlemen. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you guys for joining me as I continue with my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, the White March. We aren't quite into the White March area yet, but it is unlocked for us. We could go there at any point. I will probably go there super powerful and crush everything and make it look easy because, you know, I like to overlevel if I can. But for now, we are here, and I don't know what to expect. I guess we're about to find out. We're in the Ingwithan Ruins Salon Nagrut or something. I don't know what the heck it is. But we're somewhere. Something in the ether hums and buzzes through your teeth. Well, that sounds bad. Let's go touch these things and they'll turn to dust. Yep. And this one. A haze of essence lingers over the body, as faint and insubstantial as a dust plume in a rider's wake. Yet you draw closer, whispered instructions echo in your ears, and anticipation warms your blood. In a vision, you see the same stone machine you approached moments ago, but from a different height and angle, as if through different eyes. You'd heard rumors that some of your brethren were sent here months before, yet you see no sign that anyone has been here. In fact, the cobblestones are covered in a fine layer of dust. Ash. You know suddenly what this will cost you, and you are ready. The orders were clear. The effects of the machine in Sleaban Rylag, whatever, were wearing off. A child had been born not far from Deerford recently, its soul intact. The machine would need to be reactivated. Oh, really? Huh. So, okay. Huh. Should have put it together. Totally didn't. Makes sense. You and your companions take up your positions. You share a final look of affirmation between yourselves. They don't know your name, and you don't know theirs, but you know they're doing the work of the gods together. You're doing the work of the gods together. None of the rest matters. Two carved bands of stone in the middle of the machine grind into motion. They rotate in opposite directions, picking up speed until they spin like freshly greased carriage wheels. The wind shrieks through the cavern, accelerating with the stone rings. You press your hands to your ears and grit your teeth against the noise. You're about to shut your eyes when you glimpse a new movement. Rows of triangular flaps around the machine open like petals. You don't know what's happening in the machine, but you feel a tingling at your extremities. Searing pain spreads through your body, a hot knife separating every tissue and ligament within you. All the while, it feels as if you're falling toward the machine, your stomach mashed against your spine. What happens next is too fast to process. You awaken from the vision to find yourself kneeling and gasping for air, holding your head, and you let the tiles between your knees gradually come into focus. As you catch your breath, you remember the strange scene you saw outside Kailant Lys, where several robed figures fell amidst a howling Beowick. Looking at the ash scattered across the cavern floor, it is apparent that the leaden key had been doing this, whatever it is, all over the Deerwood. Okay, so here's what I'm guessing at this point, or what I'm gathering my hypothesis or theory about what's going on. And that is that the leaden key is basically going around getting these machines that were created by the makers, which is like some old ancient people, or the builders, I'm sorry. These old ancient people that actually went and they built all these things, they made this stuff. And back in the day, those people had a better understanding of souls and apparently how to manipulate and use them. And these machines are essentially stealing newborn souls. And that's why the Hollowborn are coming out. So it's not the Saints' War and Widewind's Legacy isn't really a thing. Or if it is a thing, this is the cause of that. So it's interesting. And like I said, I didn't see that coming, so that's cool. I guess. I don't know what we do with this knowledge, but let's level up the Grieving Mother and Durance. Alright, the grieving, I said it again. The Grieving Mother is, I guess she's doing mechanics? So, yeah, she's our lockpicker. Okay, and we get to choose Borrowed instinct ransacks an enemy's intelligence or intellect and perception for energy, causing damage to those enemy attributes while boosting the cipher's defenses and accuracy. Or tactical meld. Connects the mind of the cipher with an ally to gain the ally's knowledge of his or her enemy, bestowing an attack bonus upon the cipher toward... yeah, that one. Probably not going to use it all that much, but might as well get it now while I can. I don't know. A warbow. I'm using a crossbow. Should I get a weapon focus? This doesn't seem right. A ghost hunter. Oh, these are all bonus attacks. A vulnerable attack. Characters slow down their melee attack speed to bypass a portion of their enemy's damage reduction. It's a modal. What about utility? A shot on the run. Spirit of Decay. I don't really know what to do with her. 1 per rest grants wound binding. Field triage is 1 per rest as well. And class, I mean, I guess we can get brutal backlash. I feel like it's not super used. Whatever, I'm just gonna go with it. I like her backlash skills. I don't really like because they have to people have to target her for those to work. If I'm not wrong, I feel like that's just underwhelming. In general, I think we're gonna be getting more lore on our boy here. He's gonna be our lore monkey. Okay, we can do a few things here. Aggrandizing Radiance, nope. Inspired Flame, passive, plus 10 accuracy, no. Painful Interdiction. Weakened for accuracy, plus 15 versus Fortitude. Empowered. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get that one. Alright. I think it's either the next level or the one after that we'll actually get our next grouping of spells and things of that nature. So I'm looking forward to that too. I mean, we're a ways off, but you know,
indeed,
we're almost always on our way to the next deal. So do a quick save. We're gonna walk through the portal of whatever. We're gonna wade into the stream. You take slow, sloshing steps toward the mouth of the tunnel, holding yourself upright while the current tugs at your legs. The cold water leaves you gasping as it rises past your waist. You fight to control your breaths. The stream bed soon drops out from under your feet, and the current pushes you toward the tunnel with growing force. Swim into the tunnel, return to the shallows. I'm swimming into the tunnel. The current pushes you through the tunnel faster and faster, tugging you downward. Over your head, the tunnel narrows and drops, leaving only a thin pocket of air. You take a final breath before the current drags you into the depths. Rays of light pierce the darkness, but the current is moving too fast now for you to see more than flickering glimpses as you speed by. You keep your hands in front of you and focus on avoiding the jagged rocks that appear suddenly in the darkness, jutting from the walls. The light winks at you up ahead. You're approaching it fast, but it looks to be the mouth of a second, smaller tunnel. You might be able to reach it, but your lungs have started to ache. I'm going to grab the edge of the tunnel. You wrap your fingers around the rocks lining the tunnel and peer into it. It terminates in a dead end, but something glints amongst the rocks at the far side. Reaching it would be a challenge for anyone without strong lung capacity. Ascend Adair. Adair pulls himself into the tunnel. Hope he's got the constitution for it. That doesn't look good. Executing deft scissor kicks while the passage narrows. At the end, he finds a skeleton with a handle protruding from its ribs. Adair pulls it free and pushes off from the wall, propelling himself back toward the main tunnel. Okay, swirling and tumbling through the darkness of the tunnel, you see at last a halo of light above you, and you swim and kick toward it. At last, your head breaks the surface, you gulp air into your aching lungs and pull yourself to the edge of the pool. Crawling out of the water, you look at the cavern around you as you massage feeling back into your aching, cold, numbed limbs. You have gained the Rose of Salt hollow. Sure. Huh. Well. No, we're back here. Did we accomplish our mission here? The Acolyte's vision showed me mysterious ruins somewhere outside of the Deerfield, blah, 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 blah. I saw a vision of the Leaden Key, agents surrendering their souls to the Ingwithan machine. They performed the same ritual I witnessed outside the other ruin, which means they're doing this all over the Deerwood. And let's see, the thoughts of one of the agents suggested that they were there to ensure that infants in the area would be hollowborn. Okay, I guess we're going back to the Hermit of Hadrid House, and everything kind of comes to a, we'll say, full circle, maybe? I'm also a little... a little concerned with having to deal with the guys outside, the ancient Ingwithan peeps or whatever they are. Because they're probably not going to be super happy, and we never did manage to find the thing that were the people we were looking for that came in here. They just always seem to be one step ahead of us. So we're going to go out this tunnel and see where this leads. We'll probably end up right behind the other guys. I'm pretty sure we can take the fight. In fact, I think we probably should. Just because we like to murder stuff, and that's kind of what we do. We kill things. The warriors turn as you exit the ruin, their painted face betraying shock and anger. You were warned, Estramor. Yeah, we were. But, you know. I don't really think this is going to go super poorly. I don't know how we're going to get Ithumok to the front lines. But, I am okay with most of these things. Oh, that looked like it hurt. Alright, guys and gals, go ahead and do some terrible things to these terrible people. Except for you. You get to bless everybody. And then do healing things. So, we were warned, were we, buddy? How do you feel about that warning? Do you feel like it was warranted? Because at this point, I feel like maybe you made a mistake. And maybe you shouldn't have upset us. I'm just going to say it now. You kind of did a dumb thing. You probably could have been a better bandit, or whatever it is you were. But you're not, and you can't, and you won't, and you shouldn't, and you shan't. Aren't we supposed to be finding something for our boy? Adair, buddy, weren't you supposed to find something about your brother out here? I know we ran into those idiot guys that were like, oh, we should kill you because you like the Aothasian type stuff and derp, 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 derp. But, like, really, dude? What is that? A Rayad Saren standard piece. The tip of some metal object protrudes from a mound of watery river silt. With both hands, you and Adair begin digging in the mud until the object is dislodged. You close your hand around it and pull it from the wet earth. The object is a steel, semicircular frame about the size of your fist. At even points around the semicircle, jagged points jut out like tongues of flame, the rays of a rising sun. At the sun's center is the carved silhouette of a borlus plant.
I've seen these before. They top the standards of Rayad Saris. Or did when Weidman was alive.
Huh.
Well, it's something. Just not sure what it gets me.
He takes it from you and looks it over, flipping it over and over in his hands. Show it to the grieving mother. Do you think you can help us? Look, I appreciate you taking the initiative, but I don't think there's much chance that this nice stranger lady happens to be a cipher. Grieving mother looks at you. I will do what I can, but I will need the skill of a watcher to aid my own, to identify the soul once I have found its traces. She turns to Adair, her hand outstretched. Adair hands her the steel sun. The motion is mechanical, unconscious. The grieving mother takes the sun in one hand and yours in the other, and you can feel her presence in your mind, her thoughts bidding you to relax. Focus, she says, and the word reverberates as if through an endless chasm. You close your eyes and concentrate. The sun is bright in your mind's eye, warm with the pulse of collective experience, and noisy with the thoughts of the past, of battle, of faith, of home. You drift from voice to voice, thought to thought, Adair's soul a vibrant signature with which to locate his brother. One voice stands out amidst the din, brassy and earnest, a shade brighter than Adair's, but unmistakably of the same construction. You have no image of its owner, but his journey is imprinted within the points and curves of the steel sun, and in your mind it opens before you as a path stretching both southward to Gilded Vale and northward over the uneven terrain that joins the Deerwood to Rayad Saris. You trace the path back to its origin, far back as you can find, gliding over plains and hillsides to a one-room home in Gilded Vale with a thatched roof and a dirt floor. The path is faint here, its distance and time rendering images blurry and details scarce. From Gilded Vale it follows a road toward Madmurmer's Bridge, reaching the gates of Defiance Bay before diverting abruptly, cutting northward in a beeline for Rayad Saris. The path leads to a Rayad Saran city, regal and austere in the Adiri imperial style. It winds through streets and climbs a grand set of stairs into a stately building, passing through pointed archways into what appears to be a throne room. Upon the throne sits a man whose head is pure, blinding light, and as its gaze turns to you, that light drowns out all else. Its voice carries the force of thunder, but its words are impossible to make out, and the imprint, echoes of echoes. The voice and light fade, and the path bends backward, carrying you along to a barracks, then back southward, marching into Deerwood and skirmishing along the way. Upon one battlefield the imprint is vivid, and you see a Rayad Saran standard topped with a steel sun clutched in the hands of a fallen soldier. You see a young man in Rayad Saran armor with Adair's straw-colored hair race toward the standard and lifted, the path you've been following clear to see beneath his feet, and as his hand brushes the steel tip you can hear his thoughts racing in a blur. They are of his god and his country and a brother he hopes is far away from this place. In an instant the thoughts are gone as well as the man, and the standard is passed to another soldier. You pick the path up again as it meanders south and disintegrates in the shadow of Cleaban Rylag. You open your eyes.
Anything? Looked like you were working real hard there.
Your brother got as far as Defiance Bay before turning to Rayad Saris instead. He met Widewind there, then enlisted.
What'd he talk about with Widewind?
Widewind's head was a beam of light. When said to have faith in him, your brother agreed.
I figured that. Woden and me had heard enough stories from his uprising to know it wasn't just some tall tale. Doesn't mean he was Aethys. It could have been some wizard's trick. It's what they talked about that's important.
I don't know what they talked about. Sorry, man.
That's not funny. Come on. That metal sun, my brother touched it. You saw where he went. Now what'd he talk about with Widewind? Why'd my brother fight for Rayad Saris?
I wish I had something better to tell you.
I guess that's it.
Adair's mouth hangs open and his eyes glaze, his forehead creased between his eyebrows. He rakes his teeth over his lower lip. His voice is barely a whisper. We'll find some other way to know why he did what he did.
I don't think we will. What would we do? Look for more war relics? We were lucky to find this one. Soldiers that fought with him are long dead. The battle was a massacre. Whatever Aethys knows, he's not talking to anyone.
A new look comes over Adair, lifeless and dull as ash. We don't have to wait around anymore. I got what I needed. If only there were words to fill such emptiness. Better yet, to remove his doubt, his questions. I regret that my answers have only deepened his pain. Yeah, that's not great. Things could have definitely have gone
Slowly
better.
now.
Well, it looks like we're returning to Defiance Bay after all. But again, we got to go to some new place and commit a little bit of murders. I'm watching my puppy's paw twitch and fidget. She's sleeping next to me on another chair, my wife's chair. And I just keep seeing her paw flip and flop because she is having dreams. So you may hear her start doing the drippy thing that she does. I want to say it's in Brackenberry. Yeah, so apparently the leaden key is sterilizing the world of souls for babies, I guess. That's not cool. That's definitively uncool. Oh, we entered from like a very odd angle, didn't we? I guess we're gonna go to Hadron House. I'm sure we'll get jumped along the way, because of course we will. I mean, who wouldn't want to murder our group? I mean, very few people would even be able to stand up to one of us, let alone all, but, you know, this whole thing. We'll go talk to Lady Webb, and then I think we'll break off this episode. It's been a pretty eye-opening episode. A lot of stuff has gone down, and then poor Adair just kind of learned some seriously bad juju magumbo. Sort of. Basically, all our hopes and dreams ended in kind of a dead-end scenario there for him. It's a bit rough. Not gonna lie. It's a little rough. Alright. Lady Webb, let's speak.
How fares your search?
There's something I need to tell you.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay. I found Theos in Brackenberry Sanitarium impersonating a patient who was trying to damage the public's opinion of animancy.
Forgive me. It is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious.
Her eyebrows raised, 2 painted lines over barren, sloughing skin? Her forehead a lattice of wrinkles upon wrinkles. The corner of her mouth perks.
He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep.
Well, that's nice. Thank you for that pleasant and uplifting thought.
This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale.
Oh, you don't know the half of it yet, lady.
That isn't enough to take to the Duke, but we're close. Avar Wolfgren is a cautious man. He will want to know everything possible before being moved to action.
Funny you should say that. Did you know that the Leaden Key is manipulating a group of Engwithan machines that span the country, and it seems to be causing the Hollowborn epidemic?
I had feared they might be involved in Widewind's legacy. It seemed too extreme even for them. How naive I've been.
No doubt.
The Leaden Key's conspiracy is clear now. They have used Engwithan technology to engineer Widewind's legacy.
Yep.
And they want people to blame animancy for it.
Yep.
As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time.
Indeed they have.
I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible until they are completed.
I can kind of fight my way in. I'm sort of good at that.
However, certain groups have been invited to attend. You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering. There are delegations from the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups, that may be your best way in. See what you can arrange.
Pretty sure the Knights already love me, because I'm kind of their hero. I want to discuss animancy hearings at the palace.
What of them?
Wouldn't they allow a guest of Dunrid Row into the hearings?
We would only do that as a last resort. Walking in with one of the 3 invited groups puts you in a position of influence.
True.
Walking in alone as a representative of Dunreed Row would earn you distrust among all the rest. It seems our organization has a reputation for nosiness and manipulation, for whatever reason.
She glances to one side.
It would be best if people did not see Dunreed Row's hand in this. Easier for them to embrace the truth.
That's fair. What is there to know about the Duke?
Avar is many things to many people, and that is why he sits the throne. To the frontiersmen, he is one of their own. To the patriotic, he is a sole descendant of Admeth Hadrit. To the nobility, he is from an old and established family. All of these are half-truths or exaggerations, a tale he has spun around himself.
Uh-huh.
The man behind the tale may not be the greatest mind in Deerwood, but he knows people. He knows when they are sincere and when they lie. He knows when they are strong and when they are weak. The other matters he leaves to me.
Nice.
Outwardly, he prefers to come off a bit of a simpleton. Don't be fooled. Before he was a duke, he was a trapper, and an excellent one at that.
All right, well, farewell. Thank you for the information. And it looks like I'm going to be visiting my buddies, the Crucible Knights, in the next episode. So, hopefully, you're all on board for that, and we'll get to see where this all goes next. Until then, my name's Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you so much for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.